that microphone is on. Welcome everyone, I'm glad to have you all on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And glad to have you all here. So, yeah, yesterday we had a wonderful time having a look at Candy Cane Lane. And it was a nice evening drive, and I thought it was kind of nice. It was really kind of good because there wasn't traffic bumper to bumper. So anyway, first we'll get at saying hi to everyone in here right after we go through our wonderful moderators. We got Arizona Snowman, Piggy, C&D Boy, Gary 24/7 Live, he's at Skies. I see Lucas Snow is also here. Welcome, Lucas. And possibly a Joseph Fields official, or what is it? Joseph Fields, Texas now, sorry. Anyway, that is all cool. Thanks, moderators, for popping in and helping out. And of course, Piggy just got back from a show. So hopefully that she enjoyed whatever she went and seen, and is back getting herself some food, I'm assuming, or something like that. Anyway, Sasha says, relaxing trip yesterday. And yes, actually, for me it was pretty good too. No getting stressed out or anything like that. Everything was calm and cool and collected, so it was good all the way through. And well, I listened to the audio though. I got to work on fixing up the wind blowing on the back of that telephone, causing the audio to be a little bit rough when it was in its place on the magnetic holder, unfortunately. So we'll work on that for next time, a lesson learned. Anyway, it was good. Klaus H. also in here, and Guten Abend. Anyway, let's get at saying hello to everyone, and we'll start out by giving cookies out to the wonderful person that got in first, and that was Kevin Williams. And glad that you made it in first, and thanks for popping in. And there's your wonderful cookies, so enjoy them. Anyway, I'm going to say hi to everyone, and we'll start out by saying hello to Sophie and Kevin Haynes, Kananaskis Country, John Raper, Linda Schoof, Kevin Williams already got him. Sasha is here. Welcome. Sue Hayes on board. Hermione and Fluffy, good to have you back. Klaus, and we already said Guten Abend. And let's see, of course, King Colin Deadman also here. Good to have you on board. Now we're going to get into a bunch of repeats here, so I got to start paying attention. And let's see, we got him, John Raper, we got already. Sarah Miles, welcome. Linda Schoof, I think I got you already. And still going up. Joseph Puderer, welcome. Glad to have you here. And here we go. Go shake your booty. Yeah, no worries. Scrolling up a little bit more, looking for other wonderful names in here. And looks like a chatty bunch though. Don't mind it at all. Which is really what it's all about, of course. And still scrolling up and up and up and up, looking for more wonderful names. Scrolling pretty quickly here. Let's see, lots of Sharon Stewart, welcome. I can hear you. If I didn't mention your name yet. And I know I seen OFU Lux from Luxembourg, and welcome. I'm glad to have you on board. Still scrolling up here looking for others, and Is Mark the Shark in here? Mark, welcome, aloha. And let's see, who else we've got? Still scrolling up here. Yeah, I do see Mark is there. And who else did I miss? Mr. Tom Dice and Pepper. Pepper, welcome. And let's see, Connie Tyree also here. Welcome, Connie. And who else we got in here? I think just about got everyone now, and I'm right to the top, so I can't see any other names. So, all right, Dave Kruk down on the bottom, though, and we'll say hi to him. And I think we've got just about everyone there. And yeah, I'm just double checking here at the bottom that I didn't miss somebody while I was going upward. And that happens sometimes. And I think we're good for now. Anyway, if I didn't say your name, didn't say hi to you in the chat here, please forgive me. I try to get everyone, but sometimes I miss people. And if I didn't call your name out, you can definitely yell at me. You're allowed. I won't hear you anyway, but you could say something if you like. You know, like, hey, you missed me or something. That's all allowed. Ate too many Christmas cookies. Yeah, Sasha, you're not the only one. Yeah, today I was trying to figure out what the heck am I going to eat today. And I had a little bit of the leftover stuff from yesterday still. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll have that and a bun, and I'll make myself get some potato salad out. And I thought, no, forget the bun, forget the potato salad. That is just way too much. It ended up, I had my a bowl full, and that was enough for today for a lunch. And I didn't have breakfast this morning. Just couldn't eat anymore. I just need to let those stomach muscles relax a little bit. They're stretched beyond belief. Anyway, glad to have you all here. And of course, what we were looking at here was Etna from a little while back as the sun was setting. I'm going to put it onto a live, and that way we can see what it is right at this moment. And that is 1:04 a.m. there in Sicily. Really doesn't look any different than what we were just looking at, so it really didn't matter all that much. But it is still flowing, still quite red hot, and fresh lava still being expelled from the fissure at 2,800 meters there on Mount Etna in Sicily. I love the bright spot of lava on Etna. Yeah, there's a few of them I really kind of like myself, looking at the way it is flowing. And one of the reasons I did bring that up earlier, as where it was, actually, let's go back a little bit again here. Just as the sun was kind of setting, it's a little bit more noticeable as to where that flow is. And when you're looking at it like this, you can see the flow is coming down the hill here. So it's coming from up in the top in this fissure area, and of course it's flowing out this way and then coming around the curve and kind of divided into two different paths here, and is continuing to flow down this way. And again, something that I mentioned before, it's got a long way to go before it'll get to any homes or structures of any type. So really no fear from watching this, and it's all good. So pretty awesome. And I'll put that back on live. That is what it is right now. As far as activity there, I haven't heard of anything changing. There's really nothing new to report. So all is relatively quiet, and it's chugging along. It didn't give us the Christmas fountains that the lava workers promised. Apparently, Yvonne failed. She didn't get them nice enough sandals or whatever they are, flip-flops. Anyway, I'm kidding. It is what it is. For those who need to know, there is a bunny eating right now. A smart bunny is in the shelter, of course, staying out of the snow eating, which is really good. And we don't mind them doing that. I'll probably end up going down there and digging out there under the fence spot before I end up going to bed. So that'll help them out to be able to get in and out of the front area. Pretty cool. Welcome, Kananaskis country. Don't know if I said hi to you there, but good to have you on board. And old mummy of hamsters, welcome. Glad to have you here. And let's see, did I miss anybody else sneaking in? I think we've got most of you. Anyway, we'll keep going here and let us go over to Iceland and see what's happening there. And by the way, really not that much wild stuff going on yet. There's one of the views in Iceland. And I shouldn't say there's not really all that much, but we do have some stuff. This was the camera that was all fogged up. It is now visible again, which is really quite nice. And we can see stuff all over the place in there, so all good. And if we go back about, I don't know, let's see, there was maybe around 7 hours and 47 minutes ago. Somewhere thereabouts, and yeah, you can see it. It's all good. It's all white back there, and it's all white all over the place. Lots of snow. People wandering around in the snow. Pretty good stuff. I hope this guy is not chasing or hunting bunnies down there. Anyway, we see that the mountains in the back, of course, everything is white, so pretty cool. Once again, Dr. Fox, thank you so much for the road trip last night. You are welcome, Piggy, and I hope everyone enjoyed that. It was neat. Yep, snow-capped mountains. Let's put that one back on live, and then we'll go over to the other one. We'll take a look at it, and we'll go back about 8.5 hours roughly, or something like that. Looks like this one's starting to fog up now, but lots of snow, and you can see the runways there have been cleaned, but the sidewalks and everything and roadways, you can see a lot of snow on there. So it is what it is, and that is winter time. And let's pop that one back onto live. We'll go over to the other one here, have a quick look and see if we can see Katla at all. And actually, in way back in about 11.5 hours ago, we could almost see it. There it is, kind of behind the low-hanging cloud here. But that is where the ice mounds of Katla are located, and as you can see, and there are no visitors here today. A lot of snow, and yeah, the paths are all packed with snow, so it is what it is, and that looks pretty rough. Later on in the day, that's kind of what it was. That's a couple hours later, I guess, or an hour later. And then we moved to about 7.5 or 8.5 hours ago. That's what it was. It looked like it had snowed even more. So lots of snow building up. You can even see it up on top of the rocks here. Those snow layers are starting to get thick. And that is pretty cool, pretty awesome. If we go back, that's our nighttime view. We do see a star up there. Pretty awesome. And here's the other view, and of course you see the clouds going by from the steam geyser that's here, and that is actually hiding the lights of Grindavik in the background there. And of course you see the two radio towers over right near Grindavik. And so that is what we're seeing there. And the power plant here. And of course these steam geysers, that's where they are getting their steam to generate power from. Let's go back earlier in the day here. This is from about 1419 is what it says on that screen. You can see it must be fairly cold there. Those plumes look like they are crystallizing, and kind of like what's happening here. And that is pretty cool. And Piggy is rubbing it in, 13 degrees Celsius there at her home. But that's all right. Anyway, I'm wondering what it is in there in Reykjavik. I'll bring up that weather and just see. But I know it's fairly cold. And yep, -7 Celsius there in the capital city. Anyway, down here it might be a little cooler, a little warmer, but that is about what we've got. So looks pretty awesome. Anyway, putting that back on live, kind of a spooky scene with the steam clouds going by, but we'll leave that be. Next, we'll go to our harmonic tremor chart and take a look there. And I really didn't want to start in Grindavik. Let's scroll up and take a look at Fagradalfjall. And where are we? Fagradalfjall, how about right there? And we like it. So, anyway, since we missed most of yesterday, you notice there was a heck of an uptick. And it went up quite far and then dropped, went back up and dropped again. And I'm seeing this right here. This is interesting that we had a bunch of action all at the same time. Also, that would indicate a couple of quakes or tremors in the area. Also, we see this one from yesterday, a fairly large quake. So we know there were some quakes there, and I seen on the map that there was a 5 on a magnitude 5, and I thought to myself, well, this can't be right. I don't see it on the other maps, and I didn't, and I kind of wondered what the heck was going on. But later they removed it, and I thought, okay, maybe it was a boo-boo or an accident or something, because nobody mentioned the 5 other than what was on there. But we do see in some places there were some very heavy quakes, and this one here is fairly far away, but it is sizable on the Fagradalfjall chart. If we go down to the Grindavik one, actually this one is quite large. This one shows it, but where's Grindavik? Grimsey. There's the Grindavik one. You can see it on the Grindavik one as well, and makes me wonder where the heck it was located. And this one as well, where was it actually located? Is this the big one that we've seen that was a 5 from yesterday? It's older than 24 hours already. I should refresh this, by the way, so we get our latest stuff in there. My bad. Anyway, there we see it's quite a downward trend it's on right now. But still, from yesterday, that is interesting to see that up there. I'm going to check something else here. I want to take a look at the one at Kristuvik. And Kristuvik would be further to the east. We'll see if it was larger on that one. And there it is. And right off the scale here, unfortunately, their chart is a little bit wonky as far as the setting of it, but right off the top. And then we, of course, see that same decline. So that, indicating with the all 3 areas there, that would kind of tell us that it is a tectonic decline. Something was moving and it has stopped, or relieved pressure, and maybe that's what these quakes were about, to be able to relieve some of that pressure. Like this one here, you can kind of see it really spiked up right there. So let's maybe pop over to our earthquake map and take a look there. I'm going to set this back to Fragga del Fialto so I can find it later, and then we will see. Good news though, I did see some quakes in Fragga del Fialto that made me feel a little bit happier, and it's like a mini swarm. So let's go take a look there. And anyway, let me get on to the right map on my screen. There we go. First off, looking at the map, we see this bigger one here at 3:28 a.m. and that would be about right for the first spike of the day there on all of our charts. And I think that could be what rumbled, and that is 2.2 kilometers down. That is at Grimsvatn, and that is pretty cool to see. Now the other big 5 that they were showing was up here somewhere, and of course I tried to look at it with the other maps, and I went to this guy, of course, and there was no 5 on here. That should be up in this area. And then I went over to the other map and reset it and looked to see if there was one up here, and there was not. The only one I had here was that 3.2, and that is at Grimsvatn. So the 5 is not showing up, and even if we go back for the whole week, I've just added the ones for the week, and we don't see anything here. So it definitely is some anomaly that we had on this particular map earlier, showing a big 5 in here. Anyway, let's zoom in to our Reykjanes Peninsula for those who are not familiar with it. There's the capital city of Reykjavik, of course. If we zoom in here, Keflavik Airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, Jarðvík, and we slide down here, you can see Grindavik, and of course the very famous Blue Lagoon and the power plant beside it. And that is what we've got there. Now, because we have so many quakes in here, I'm only going to go pop through a few of them, and then we'll carry on. This 1.7 from 1:57 a.m., 10 kilometers down for him. We've got a 1.05, 6.4 kilometers down, 9:27. Then this 1.63 from 3:24 a.m., 6.7 kilometers down. We'll grab this 1.4, it's newer, 6.8 clicks down, 17:58 was the time on it. And this 0.9, 4.9 kilometers down at 19:36. Gives you a general idea. These things are 5 or 6 or 7 kilometers down, and that is okay. And we're going to move inland a little bit onto the peninsula. This is a 1.01, 5.6 kilometers down, and 8:25 this morning. And of course we don't see anything at the Blue Lagoon or Grindavik at all. It's all quiet, which is really kind of nice. And then we get over into our wonderful Fragga del Fialto area, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. Anyway, Ragnar would be right about here, and this would be the Siggy Fisher. And yep, that is a nice looking little swarm. Let's check this guy out first. 0.63, 4.2 kilometers down, 7:24 a.m. This 0.87, 4.3 clicks down, 17 after 7 this morning. This 0.71, 6.6 kilometers down, 7:11 was the time on it. Then we've got this guy here, 0.9, 6 kilometers down, 7:15 a.m. Then we've got this one, 7:04 a.m., 0.87, 5.6 kilometers down. And let's zoom in a little bit more. We're going to grab a couple more of these. One yeah, 1.09, 6.5 kilometers down, 711 as well. So I'm wondering if something happened right at that time. We had some kind of slip or movement. Anyway, 0.83, 6 kilometers down, 746. This 0.96, 8.1 kilometers down, 7:29 a.m. and that's a little bit further away, so a little deeper. This 0.81, 6.7 kilometers down, 7:44 on him. So it gives you a little bit of an idea that there is some stuff going on. What about this one? 0.87, 4.3 kilometers down, 7:17 a.m. So a little bit of activity. Always nice to see a little bit of a swarm there. And even though it is fairly deep, that could indicate that we do have some magmatic movement. And fingers crossed, you guys. Now, we keep seeing stuff shifting around. Remember, we had some just last week over by the power plant area, right? And then we see the stuff off the end of the Reykjanes Peninsula. And now we're seeing more swarming over here. So are we getting some movement? Is there something happening that we don't know about yet? Carrie Smith, welcome, and good to have you on board here. Anyway, looking at some of these other ones a little further out, 0.27, 135 meters down, 7:16 a.m. for him. Hang on, is that 2? Let's click down there. 0.24, there we go. Also 135 meters down, and 7:08 a.m. for that one. I wonder if they had some kind of little landslide there. 0.13, and that is 1.4 kilometers down, 7:05 a.m. And at 7:03, another 1.7, 135 meters down. Makes you wonder what the heck is going on there. The next volcano over is Kristuvik, right there, and you can see where that green guy is. And let's take a look at this one though. This was from 11:59 today, and 6.62 in magnitude, 4.555 kilometers down for him. And not that big. Let's see, there's a couple on top of each other there. That's a 0.66, a 4.3 kilometers down, 12:04 was the time on it. We'll look at this 1.77, 5.3 kilometers down from 1510. And what was the other one underneath here? 0.49, 4.3 kilometers down, and 12:20 was the time on it. So that is kind of it for the Reykjanes Peninsula area. Moving out a little bit to the east, 1.12, 7.4 kilometers down, 5:48 a.m. Over here by Katla, we do see this 1.5, and that is 5.1 kilometers down, 1922 was the time on that. Thank you, Piggy, for the 5-minute warning. Over here at Grimsvatn, we did have this 3.22, 2.2 kilometers down, and 3:28 a.m. And then over towards Bardabanga, we had a 0.9, and that is 1.1 kilometers down, and 21:50 was the time on it. And then over at the other volcano over here, was it Kverkvalfjeld? Yeah, boy, that's going to be tough. Kverkvalfjeld. Kverkfjeld, if I said it right. Anyway, 2:29 a.m., 1.43, and 12.6 kilometers down. And then we have this guy here over at Astja, 0.56, 1.3 kilometers down, 5:22 a.m. and a 0.5, and that is 3:26 a.m. and 3.8 kilometers down. Over here, a little bit of a swarm of little guys, and some bigger ones in there. 1.1, 7.2 clicks down from 2040. That, of course, is Herdebreit, the volcano over there. Another one, 4.6 clicks down, 2149. These all look very recent, so this is some movement that is just happening now. 2108, 0.6, 5.3 clicks down for him. Let's just grab this 0.5 up here, 3.8 kilometers down, 2140. And this looks older up top here, 3:15 a.m. of 0.041, and that was 2.5 kilometers down. Then we have this 0.61, 3.68 kilometers down from 328. So I don't know about these. We'll see what happens. Like I keep saying, if we see this migrating, this is what we want. But so far we're seeing it all stick around there. And I don't think Herdebreit is going to blow. Let's get these last few here. Up on the northern ends of Iceland, out in the water, we have a 1.0, 1648, 4.9 kilometers down for him. A 1.01, 4.1 clicks down, 1608 as well. And this one, 2:37 a.m., 1.11 in magnitude and 5.6 kilometers down. Let's zoom out just a little bit, and we'll slide over. There's the island of Grimsey, for those who aren't familiar with the area. That is our northernmost point for Iceland, I guess. And let's find these other two quakes real quick. 1.06, 10 kilometers down, 51 minutes after midnight. And then this one, 12:44 a.m., and that came in at a magnitude 1.32, 10 kilometers down, and that is pretty awesome. Grandma B, and thank you for gifting that one membership, and that is excellent. Grandma B, and then there we go, gifted one. Excellent. And wow, Arizona Snowman got it. That is awesome. And way to go, Arizona Snowman. And congratulations, you got another wonderful month of smiles and chuckles and all kinds of things. Anyway, we see more popping in over here, but we'll leave those guys be. That's basically our earthquakes for right now on the island of Iceland, or if you're from Europe, Iceland. Anyway, all good. I'm going to put you back over onto Sicily there, and that is Mount Etna. And while I figure out what else I can do here, I got to try to get things going. There's a few things that aren't working, and I thought I don't want to shut my program off now, not during the stream. I was trying to load up certain pictures, and it wouldn't find them, and it wouldn't save my screenshots. So I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna probably have to reboot again. Probably more Windows updates. Like we haven't had enough of those. Anyway, be good, everyone. For those good people who are here, if you are enjoying the show, please do give that like button a big bop. And also, if you're new and sitting on the outside and just looking in, please, if you haven't yet, consider subscribing if you feel we've earned it. On that friendly note, I'm going to go take a 5 or 6 minute break. Don't go away. Lots more volcano stuff around the world to come. And we will do our thing. So keep smiling and play nice in the lava, please. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where it is a minus, what the heck is it? It's minus 10, 11, and it's snowing. Go figure. I'll be back. Keep smiling. And there we go. I had to do that. Oh, darn. A little bit of fun there, you guys. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sue Hayes and John Raper and Oh Mummy of Hamsters saying welcome back, Uncle Doc, a great foxtrot. And Diane Craig is in the house. Welcome, Diane. And One Fish 26 also made it in. Be right back. Our candy cane lover. What? Welcome back. All right, I got it. A candy cane lover. Yeah, sure, Piggy. Anyway, all good. Thank you for the welcome backs. And Sharon Stewart, of course. I hear you, DrFox2000. And that's good. And thanks, Sasha. All right, let's carry on with what we're looking at. All kinds of different volcanoes around the world. Of course, we covered that stuff in Iceland already and talked about Etna and Sicily. What I did want to do is kind of confirm something, and I brought up the other earthquake map just to see. And remember I said there was a 5.0 that was just to the north there? Well, as we zoom in on this map, it does show it's a 4.6 is what they called it there in Iceland at 5:10 a.m. And that was very interesting to see that 5 kilometers down. And that if we zoom in far enough, we can see where it is. It's not under the ice. It is further out, and it is 5 kilometers down. So kind of makes a person wonder, but this map too is missing the other stuff that we should have over here at Grimsvatn. So I have no idea which map is right anymore. Kind of giving up on it, but that is what we were seeing on this one in comparison to the other ones. Anyway, let's carry on with other wonderful stuff around the world. Heading to the Azores. It's calm, it's quiet, and it's foggy. And missing data. Yep, somebody is missing some data. And yeah, this is foggy, foggy, foggy. And let me see where we are here, trying to get on the correct screen. That fog makes it difficult to tell. Anyway, this is one of the towns. We are on the island of São Jorge, or São Jorge, in Portuguese. Anyway, this is the harbor. You can see the water's not very rough because you can see the reflections of the lights in the water, which makes it pretty cool. But very, very foggy looking, and that is what we've got there right now. If we pop over to the other one, this is that little cove we always look at, and of course we look for the water crashing against the shoreline here. Usually turns fairly white. We don't see very much of it at all today, even though it is foggy. It's not bad. We do see a little bit there, but nothing really super big. So fairly calm seas. Let's get over to our earthquakes there real quick and resize the screen. It looks like we got a second one. The first one was at 1.7 at 53 minutes after midnight their time. And that was interesting. Then we also have a 1.6 that showed up at 2200 their time, and that is also on the island of São Jorge. So that is pretty awesome. Let's go to the other map since this one only does São Jorge. We'll see what else we've got in the area. I'm going to have to refresh it so we can see what is going on. And we'll see if we can get that ad out of there, make that bigger, and make this bigger, and slide down a little bit. There we go. And we can definitely see the two that are there. we don't see any other ones. So 2 hours ago, 40 minutes, this 1.6, and the other one they're calling a 1.7, 24 hours ago. And that is all we've got for that area. And that is pretty quiet. Of course, that island that we were just on, that's St. George. This is Pico Island, Fayal Island, and Terceira over here where the other volcano is. That is listed as potential to pop, but so far not any hope. Anyway, if we zoom out a little bit more, you get more of an idea. There is Spain and Portugal and Morocco, and over here is Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, Ireland and England. Just so you get your bearings, we are right here in the middle of the water. And there's your mid-Atlantic ridge, and of course the fault going this way is the East Azores fault. So that's what we've got there. Moving on to our next one, let's continue on here, and we will get to, that's not the screen I wanted to be on to start that out. Let me find that one. They all look alike. Let's start here. There we go, and that is Popocatépetl, 70 kilometers south of Mexico City, and yep, it's in the clouds. It's been in the clouds all darn day, and really not very, very visible at all. Even in the earlier hours when we go back, we do see it has snow on it, but we don't see anything else because of the kind of cloud. There we go, that's a little bit better. But we don't have that other close-up shot. That camera isn't working right now, but this does depict exactly what's going on, and that is pretty awesome. Lots of snow up on the mountain, and this one here is the same shot. Well, not quite the same shot, but let's back that up a whole bunch. And again, you can see the tops are in cloud cover, so we don't get to see it at all, unfortunately. And that is, I'm surprised it's still lit there a little bit, which is really a good sign. It's telling us that the days are getting longer, you guys. That is pretty awesome. I'm going to put this one back there as well to right time, 1847. And there we go. It's already noticeable just a week later after our winter solstice happened. Anyway, this is Fuego. Now it doesn't matter where we try to look at Fuego. It is hiding, and I think they may be shutting that stream down. This is going back. Actually, they did shut it down for a while. We can only go back 2 hours. So, yep, not doing good with them. And let's see if we refresh that. I just want to see if, yeah, exactly what I thought. We can't really go back too much, and we are in clouds. So, no visibility on Fuego. By the way, hi Trevor Wonky Donkey, good to see you. And Billy Bob Joe also in the house. Welcome, Billy Bob Joe. And let's go back a little bit on this one. This is San Miguel in El Salvador. And we'll take a look and see what that one looked like. They had some panning. They were panning around with the camera and looking at some of the clouds earlier. Pretty kind of neat stuff. This was at 5:11 their time, and that antenna is wiggling way too much. Same with this one here. They're going to break off. Aluminum will flex for a while, and then it'll develop micro cracks, and it'll drop. Anyway, that is what that was looking like today, and the volcano itself in question. Of course, we don't see anything coming out of it, and that is, again, San Miguel and El Salvador. Next one on our list is Momotombo, and that was smoking again today all day. And I don't know, I keep telling them it's smoking is bad for you. Anyway, I'm not sure if that is an actual glow from the volcano. It does look like it's a little bit more red there. We did notice this before in these shots. So possibly this is what it looks like there currently. And while we're looking on that coast, we don't have any live cameras on Vallaraica, but let's take a look at this stuff here. So Vallaraica volcano, central Chile, strombolian activity remains elevated. In other words, it continues to throw out stuff, and an increased strombolian type explosive explosion that took place from the summit vent over the last night, with a glowing ejecta thrown at approximate distance of 400 meters off the crater. So 400 meters, that's 1,200 feet. That's a good shot out. If you're too close, you wouldn't want to be. That tells you exactly that you shouldn't get too close to these guys. Anyway, that's that image a little bit closer there, and it looks not bad, but you know, sparkles. I like sparkles, but when they get close to you, these ones are lava bombs. So careful with being too close to a volcano if you ever get to one. Anyway, let's leave that be. Gonna put it back on Popocatépetl. Let's get to our next one. And this one is not going to make us happy. That is Merapi. And we are down in a wonderful Indonesia. That is on the island of Java, central Java. And it doesn't show us a heck of a lot. It was cloudy around it. And that is a kind of a lenticular cloud almost, I guess, for the most part. A hat. Pretty neat, but prior to that we had more cloud in there, and you couldn't see a darn thing. If we go back a little bit more and go past the clouds, this is what it was yesterday for them at 1934, and very similar, trying to build a lenticular cloud. So obviously it's got some heat coming out the top there. But that is what we see. So not much to report on this wonderful Merapi, and it is probably a good thing that that guy is quiet. And the next one, ooh, pretty picture, and we like that. That is awesome. We zipped over to New Zealand, and we are looking at Mount Ruapehu. Mount Ruapehu is beautiful looking, and yeah, that is a nice picture. I like that. Nice and clean and sharp, and able to see the stuff, and it is buffering once in a while, but hey, that's okay. At least we know it is somewhere around 1353, 56, whatever, 1353, 30 something. Anyway, close to live by almost a minute. Anyway, that is pretty awesome looking. And we will carry on. Next one, of course, is the graph for, what is it, Taupor? Well, I'll take a look at this and see what we've got. I did refresh it earlier. It is showing current. Very quiet over the last 2 days. Just one tiny little tremor in here. Nothing to speak of. So I'm thinking this is going to stay quiet, you guys. I think for those people there, they can relax and enjoy the rest or maybe the start of the new year without any kind of worries about a volcano popping. And here we go. There you can see there is a Mount Ruapehu in the background here. You can see it. It's back there. That's the one with the clouds on it. That is it. And of course, this is Taupo, the caldera. That's the lake, for those who need to know. And all these people still driving on the wrong side of the road. They're going to get in accidents. I'm telling you. Anyway, I have to do that. I think it's comical to have two different systems around the world. You know, one where the driver's on the right, and the other one where the driver's on the left. So it is what it is, but it's all good. We don't mind as long as they don't run into us. Normal is a word not in my box, Piggy. King Colon, what do you mean normal is not in your box? You are normal for the most part, I think. Maybe a little off, but normal, kind of, sort of, king. I'm a normal for a donkey. Dr. Fox, I get confused with what with that when I go back to the UK. Oh, Piggy, yeah, you got to be careful with that. I know in Greece they are on the normal side of the road, and England they are on the opposite side. Yep. And welcome back, Canada's country. Anyway, that does look cool, and it's interesting that we've got two different styles there. Anyway, looks like those clouds are moving a little faster while we were gone. They seem to have picked up a speed, or put on the steam, if you get the pun. Get it? A steam? Never mind. Tough crowd, tough crowd. All right, let's go over to our next one, and that one too is hiding. We won't be able to see a heck of a lot. And let me see if I can get to that. There we go. And that is a Semeru, and let's see if we can dig it out of the clouds a little bit. And this was about an hour and 22 minutes ago. You do see a volcano. It is hiding behind the clouds still, and very interesting to see that they've changed stuff here a bunch at the driving pass here. That's pretty cool. Anyway, let's back up some more, see if we can spot some lava on this thing. There might have been some. That is well into the night, 4:05 a.m. I don't see any in that shot, or this one. This is 3:01, but we do have some in this one. And that is 1:37 a.m. We do see some lava up in the top of Semeru, so it is still very active, still doing its thing, and I'm wondering when that must have just happened just before I clicked on the time there. So yep. Oh, that's the clouds kind of burying it, so that would have just come into play very recently here, with the cloud visibility getting better. Yeah, you can almost see it. Looks like it's smoking, and there was a little bit of an eruption there, and you can see it trickling down. So pretty cool, but not enough lava to keep us happy. We want more. We want lava. Extra bacon. Yeah, not little bits. We want massive bacon. We need more. Need more bacon. Anyway, that is what we've got happening there. So basically not too much to show today. Next one, of course, is Sakurajima. Anyway, Sakurajima, let me get myself on the right map here. Gotta find it. There they are. I don't know, that's an ice cream boat sitting there. You guys can go down there and get an ice cream if you want. I'm going to go for a break, though. and just wanted to double check and make sure it is there. And you are welcome to go for the break and grab an ice cream, and I am going to go take a 5 or 6 minute break. For those good people who are here today, if you have not yet hit that like button, please help us out. It is the easiest and most economical way to help out the stream, and it doesn't take a lot. So please hit that like button. Also, if you're sitting on the outside new and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing if you feel we've earned it. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where the weather on my computer is saying snow on or off and on. Well, off and on. Well, it turned on about 1 p.m. and it will turn off tomorrow at about 1 p.m. So they're right. Those were sneaky weather guessers. Anyway, I'll be back. Don't go away, and we'll have bacon seeds when I come back. So, yep, Sue, you got enough time to go get your ice cream. All good. Let's put you back on to, where am I going to put you for the time being? Let's see. I just want to check something here. I want to see if maybe we have some Strombolian stuff going on. Maybe. No guarantees. No, that stream is offline, so that ain't gonna work. It was a thought. Alright, I'm gonna put you back onto Mount Etna for the time being, and that is in Sicily. That is live. That is lava flowing from the vent at 2,800 meters. I'll be back. Don't go away. Thanks. we go. That microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you all on board. And see a few more people popped in. Robert and Shandell, welcome. Glad to have you back here. And of course, we see our wonderful Arizona snowman, DJ Puff the Third, also popped in. Thank you from, I see Michael Olson also. Thank you for the welcome backs from John Raper and Sue Hayes, Kevin Haynes, and Diane Craig saying, so you got that disco job, huh? Yeah. Oh. Hey, the only problem, Diane, with all that dancing is you may have noticed that tongue was hanging out, and it's hard work. I'm trying to get some weight off from all this Christmas eating. Got to do some exercise, and dancing is good for you, isn't it? Anyway, we're supposed to go over and have a look at bacon seeds, so let's get there. And thank you, everyone, for the welcome backs. He learned it from Foxy Bingo. There you go. Anyway, this was the last one that Piggy had sent us, and of course then she was busy and she sent us some more, so here we go. And that one is going through I guess a daisy field or something like that, and enjoying the flowers, looking at how delicious they are. So great stuff there. And the next one is this one. I think we might have seen that before, but you know what? That is still cute. I like that bunny giving the piggy a kiss. That is really, really nice. And of course, Piggy got a smile and his eyes closed. So really, really cool. Worked from Richard Simmons. All good, Diane Craig. Anyway, next one is this one here, and yep, and that is a cuddle group. A cuddle group of two little piggies and one big piggy. Wait, that big piggy on the left side is an imposter. That is another wonderful rabbit. And again, I think we may have seen this picture before. All good though. Let's carry on. And I know we didn't see this one before. Perfect animal. The mama bunny pushing the little baby bunny towards the pig. And that is kind of neat. And that is, I don't know, look at the size of the ears on that rabbit. Yep, long ears. You notice that too, huh, Sarah? And that is incredibly long ears. Very, very cool. Breakfast. Nah, you can't eat bacon. Those ears, big ears those bunnies have, yep. Some of them do, Sue. Some of them have very short ears. I'm surprised at seeing some of them, like ours here, of course, have huge ears, like same as this one, just massive. So better for them to hear with, and that is all good. And still don't listen. There you go, John. Anyway, next bacon seed is this one here, and that looks pretty awesome. I still got that other one in the background. We get rid of it, and we love these little guys. They are cute as all get out. And there we go. And that is the last one from Piggy today. And of course I added one bonus bacon seed just to make things a little bit more interesting. And that is this little guy. And he looks like he's got a smile on his face, and he's being getting behind the ear scratch, and he's enjoying that behind the ear scratch. That is what we like. So in the pink. Yep, definitely a pink nose, white hair, and pink ears, and blue eyes, which is pretty cool. And that is nice, you guys. So that's our wonderful bacon seeds today. Thank you very much, Piggy, for sending those wonderful bacon seeds in. Appreciate that, and you do such an awesome job all the time. A big thank you to you, Piggy. And let's go back over to Japan, where we left off. And that is, of course, where our ice cream boat, the other ice cream boat is in now. Most of the pigs have blue eyes. I didn't know that, but that's good to know. Ice cream boat is there if you still want to run down and get an ice cream. I gotta find that on the screen. No, where is it? There it is. And all good. And there you can see the ice cream boat is sitting there. You can see the antenna. And in the background, here's this other thing. That is Sakurajima. It's a volcano. We come to this page for a reason. And as you can see, it is still giving off some very light colored smoke slash gas coming out of there. Let's get a little closer, and there we can see it a little bit closer up, and it looks kind of neat. If we go back a bit during the course of the day, there were times where it was barely doing anything, like around here. And other times where it was smoking a little bit more, and you see more of a plume and a bunch of birds. And it must be a feeding time, 8:22 for those birds. There looks like there's a lot of birds there, and they're pretty awesome. Anyway, that is what the volcano is doing. I didn't see if there was anything major going on there during the night. I thought that was a little bit of a glow, but because of the lights, it's hard to tell. If we back up a little bit more, we didn't see it smoking very much at all. So very quiet for the most part. And there we can see a little bit. This is at 1:37 a.m. and you know, very, very little activity as per se. So, you know, don't know what to really mention about it. It's quiet, it's calm, it's mundane. Hasn't done anything wild and fantastic in the last 48 hours, really. So I'm going to put that back on live. Hey, we got a blinking UFO up here. It's signaling. Oh, hang on. This isn't a leftover Santa sleigh, is it? Or something. Wonky Donkey, can you explain this? Why is that guy up there flying? Anyway, that's a plane. Are you sure? Maybe it was Superman with some lights on it. And anyway, this is the close-up of the caldera. And yeah, Santa going to someplace tropical, probably. That's what I figure. Anyway, we do see what it was doing there earlier, and if we go back in time a little bit on this one, we can see some of the stuff. Let's go. There we go. And it kind of did the same thing as, you know, earlier. It really wasn't doing much different. And there's the earlier shot. Let's see if we can improve that. That should be 1080p there. And well, it didn't change it much, but that's okay. Anyway, that's what we were seeing there at Sakurajima, so relatively quiet. This one is Suwanoshijima, and one of the smaller islands down south of mainland Japan, or, well, Japan is technically islands, but still south of there. And we see it has some off-gassing going on and throwing out some SO2. We go back about 3.5 hours or so. It was doing it, but very lightly. And if we go into the night to see if there was any kind of a glow, we see nothing. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm gonna just pop back another time here. This is 2:48 in the morning, and we don't see a darn thing. So, gonna leave that one be, and put it back on live. We'll get over to our last shot here of Japan, and of course that is Mount Fuji. It looks pristine today. A little bit of haze in the air, but hey, I'm sure that the sightseeing tourists down on the bottom here are enjoying looking at the big Mount Fuji that is there in Japan. All right, let's put that back to the ice cream boat. It is still there, so you should be able to get that ice cream cone if you haven't done so already. And on that note, let's carry on and see what else we've got. Ta'al is not working, so we're going to leave Ta'al. And how come we got these little square blocks here? It is telling us that we are no longer live. That was Yellowstone, and that was, well, it is. It was, it probably still is Old Faithful. And right now we're going to refresh that screen though and see what happens. And of course I had to redo things, so there we go. All right, thank you. We had it working, and why did you do that? Oh, you want me to click the button again? I see. And scroll down just a little bit more, whoop, and get it lined up again. Oh, this is the hard part. There we go. We got it. Anyway, that is the wonderful parking lot there. And it's been snowing there again all day long. I watched a few times, and every time I looked, it was snowing. So I'm not sure what the heck is going on there. But another snowstorm, I guess. We'll carry on though, and we will see. Yep, that is what we've got there. And John, yeah. Anyway, that is okay. Let's go somewhere where we've got less snow. And of course, that is Hawaii. Hey, we weren't supposed to look at canned lava. We're supposed to look at, what happened there? Looks like something didn't get reset here and remove. And let's see if we can fix this real quick. Where is Hawaii? And that would be this shot here. And we will zoom in or grab that screen real fast for us. Give me a second and we'll make this happen. And should work right about there, I hope. Let's see if we can get that to fill our screen. There we go. All right, so this is the zoomed in shot that we always have here. They've zoomed it out, and that is what we are looking at. Primary vent is over here underneath this area. That is the lava pond that we used to have. The Hornito is actually on the side here. You can kind of see the curvature to it. And that was where it has the divider that used to flow from here to here and then over into the lava pond, which it's not doing anymore. And there is the atoll area empty. And that is what they called Pig Island way back when. But this is all becoming an island, sitting on top of a lava pond. And we'll see what happens if that lava underneath happens to disappear. This cooled lava on top here that's crusting everything over will drop. And that is something we'll probably see in the near future. But you never know. You never know. Anyway, going to the other shot. This one was from way too early, and this is the other angle. and this was the always the far back shot that we used. And again, there's the lava pond, the tow area, a primary event in there. Then you see that there is still some smoke happening, nothing serious. Let's see if we can fix that. That was the thermal cam, and let's see if it's still broken. Yep, a thermal cam not doing any thermal activity since it's not working. And the next one is the Mauna Loa caldera. And there we go, up on Mauna Loa. We still see a bunch of that white stuff all over the place. So all the way around, we know it's still quite cool up on top of the mountain. And that is kind of what we see there today. If we go over to this shot, this was from the 26th. I'm going to refresh this, see what it says. There, that is from the 27th. And that is today's picture of Fissure 3 up there. And you can still see a lot of snow there, and nothing coming out of Fissure 3 either. And quiet as all get out. So very, very interesting. If we slide down, some of these are, yeah, we're just right on the edge of the picture here. So you're really not missing anything. This is older already. No, that's a fresh picture from today. More ice on the camera, and that is all right. This one here, today's as well. You can see off in the distance more snow. And same thing with this one here, snow bits down on the bottom and stuff like that. So it's going to take a while before it warms up there at Mauna Loa. And hopefully it'll be all right. Anyway, there you can see Saddle Road. And not too many people on there. I do see a few little cars scooting along, but nothing major. And some of the lava flows that inundated the area here. So pretty cool. And let's see, this one is from Mauna Kea, taking a look at Mauna Loa. And that is pretty awesome. And this one again, also from Mauna Kea, looking at Mauna Loa. And you can see they definitely have more snow up there as well. Anyway, that is it for Hawaii, you guys. So that is all cool. Next, what we will do is go over to our earthquakes just before the break. And the break is in about 2 minutes. You're just going to have a quick peek here and see what we've got. We don't see any earthquakes up on Mauna Loa at all. And Pahala is busy with some quakes there. Let's take a look at some of these bigger ones here. 7:33 a.m., 7 kilometers or 7.1 kilometers below sea level, 3.3. That is a fair size. And then we've got a 2.0 over here at Kilauea, or just beside it. And that is 2.0 from yesterday at 1923, 1.3 kilometers below sea level. This one out here, just actually beyond, this is Louis Seamount here, and this is out a little further, 1.9. Yesterday's at 1910. And let's just have a look at a couple of these bigger ones here. 2.4, and that is today's at 54 minutes after midnight, 30.2 kilometers down. And this guy here, 2.1 at 34, and that is 33.3 kilometers down. So really nothing major going on here, and we don't need to go over the other ones. I'm sure if you like, you can bring up USGS on your own. That's all cool. And welcome, Gren Zed. Glad to have you on board. You're just in time for our next break. And we will go do that. So for all those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, please do consider hitting the like button. That would really be awesome. Also, if you have not yet hit the subscribe button and sitting on the outside wondering if you should or not, well, if you feel we've earned it, by all means, give it a quick bop. That would be very awesome of you. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in snowy Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where we have 2 bunnies eating right now. And I'm going to go take a break. Yona! Good evening, Yona. And thank you for popping in. And nice to have someone from Iceland here, Yona. All right, I'm going to take that break. I'll be back, and we'll see you shortly, 5 or 6 minutes or so. Thanks. And there we go. The microphone is back on. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around. I see a few people had to go. Mona Alfano, I hope you feel better and have a good rest there. And who else just popped out? I think somebody else just took off as well. And good night, everyone. Oink oink from Trevor. Wonky donkey. Sleep well, Trevor. And thank you for the welcome backs from Kevin Haynes. And thank you, Kevin Haynes, for gifting that one membership. I didn't see it go to anyone, but thank you. We do appreciate that. And thanks, Cannon Askus Country. And Sharon Stewart says, I can hear you. DrFox2000. And of course, DJ. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, Kada. Oh, hang on, he didn't add a Kada. And thanks, Sue Hayes. All good. John Raper left. Good night, John Raper. I think I said good night to him in the channel, though, in the chat. So, all good. Anyway, Linda, sorry that you missed the bacon seeds by falling asleep. I know my melodious voice can do that and put you right to sleep, especially if you've been shoveling a lot of snow today. So all good, no worries. And you can always go back and have a look. They're all right. They're good bacon seeds. We like them. They have some bunnies there. And all good. Yep, that's the nice part about replays. Anyway, let's carry on with our wonderful stuff. I put a canned lava on. I thought, you know, it's we're just not seeing any action there at Etna, and we want to keep going. So let's get back over to our earthquakes, though. We were looking at what was going on. Now, one of the things that I was disappointed in, we don't see anything here around Iceland from USGS, and they never do that. And of course, we use the other map to have a look and see what we've got there at Iceland. And of course, we were seeing that 4.6 from 5:10 a.m. 5 kilometers down, and that is in the northern areas, not on the ice but close to it. And then of course a 2.9 there as well, and 5 kilometers down. And then we've got this one, 3.6 from 5:34, 1 kilometer down for him. And of course there's the other two over here, another 3.0 from yesterday, actually 1953, and the other one is a very tiny 2.8, also yesterday's. Not going to worry about that, but it's nice to be able to check on multiple maps, so if somebody has missed something, we can always go back. Maybe I could get a free membership. Well, do you have yours turned on, Grenzed? I think you do for getting the gifts. You got to scroll up and make sure you got yours turned on. So, not being assigned. Yeah, you slide up and make sure that you click on that thing and see if accept gift thing is turned on. Just to double check. You can do that if you want. Anyway, quick peek here at the Canary Islands, and I want to see if there's anything else up top. We don't see anything up in the top area here at all, so fairly quiet on that. And Sharon Stewart, holy mackerel, Sharon throws in a 5-pack of gift memberships. Sharon, thank you very kindly for that. Let's see if they go out to people. Sharon Stewart. Just writing that down, and gifted 5. So we'll see if somebody gets them, and if you click on that banner, you should be able to see. If you haven't got yours turned on yet, you should be able to turn it on there by clicking on it. Anyway, let's see what we've got happening there. Not a heck of a lot of action here in La Palma. A matter of fact, when we're looking at it, we see a very, very little action over Christmas. There were a couple of small ones, one down on the hill here from the 25th, another one up at the Cumbre Vieja at, on the 25th as well. And then, of course, from yesterday, we see this one here, and that is 11 kilometers down from 146, or sorry, 149, a 1.3, not very large. And the star flashing there is a 1.5, 11 kilometers down, 8:12 a.m. today. It just says a report or block. If I click on the super chat banner, that would indicate that yours is already turned on, Granzed, if that is what comes up. So you were a member before, right? Yeah, you were green before, so I'm surprised it's not being assigned. And sometimes it takes a little while with these things if they do get assigned, and sometimes YouTube doesn't assign them at all. I'm just kind of, it's up to YouTube. It's got nothing to do with the channel owner. We don't get to select who gets them. So I'm rather green around the edges. Yeah, anyway, that's it for our earthquakes there. Let's go take a look and see what we've got on our volcano map for today. And I don't think there's any major changes. I really have not looked at this one all day, so I don't know. They are reporting the earthquakes up there, so definitely they're calling that 4.6 a 5, and that is pretty cool. So that is always interesting to see that. Anyway, still no volcanoes showing there in Iceland, and that's always a unhappy face smile there. Anyway, our two in the Azores is still there. Michael volcano still active, and if we zoom in down on the bottom here, our ring of fire still pretty much intact. I don't believe there is anything new that we need to look at. I just want to go check global seismicity real quick. Yeah, nothing major going on there. So that is okay. And looking at what we've got, a lot of quakes around the ring of fire. This is from today, 2343, very new, 5.1 as far as that quake is concerned. But we didn't go around the other quake map. We'll do that in a second, and we'll see what we've got. We do have this one out here 54 minutes ago in Tonga, and that is kind of there as well. Ring of fire, though, looks pretty much normal, and I don't see anything weird. Nothing new. Oh, hang on. No, Ibico still there. Yep, these guys are all still pretty normal. So let's go around the earthquake map and we'll just take a look. We don't see anything new here on the coast, with the exception of these little ones here, 2.7 down in California. That's a minor detail. 1755 at 8.9 kilometers down for the one. The other one's a 2.4. They would have barely noticed that, and 6:35 a.m., 7.9 kilometers down from today. I see Texas still has a couple in there, 3.2, and that is Texas, not New Mexico. Again, they're saying it's near that place, but it's in Texas. And that is yesterday's at 2012. And the other one, oh, I missed it. There we go, 2.9. Western Texas, 25 minutes after midnight. So today, 6.7 kilometers down. Dominican Republic, 4.3, a little bit bigger, so always kind of interesting to see those. And this one here I mentioned earlier, 5.1 there in Chile, and that is 10 kilometers down, happened at 16:43, and not too much else going on there. We do see New Zealand had a quake. They also had one down here, 4.8, and that was on the 24th. But let's get this one here. Very close to Christchurch, 4.2, and that is yesterday's at 2015, 18.8 kilometers down. Hopefully nothing major going on there. And looking over here, Kermadec Ridge, south of Tonga, and that is yesterday's as well at 2046. So nothing too major there. Banda Sea, 5.0, 1 a.m., 80.4 kilometers down. Then we've got 4.6 there, Indonesia, 1445, 148 kilometers down. Another Banda Sea, 4.4 from 1549. And this one very close to all of them, 4.3. And that is from yesterday, 22:37, 246 kilometers down for that one. This one 4.5, and that is 124 kilometers down. Yesterday's from 1945, and this 4.9 from 1334, 199.7 kilometers down. Sliding up, nothing in Taiwan. We do see this one off the coast of Japan, 4.6. Ooh, thank you very kindly, Thor, for that wonderful super chat. And I'm just going to write that down, and that is Danish kroners, I think. And there we go. And thank you very kindly for the first super chat of the day, and muchly appreciated. And the next one here, 4.6, and that is in the Kuril Island area there, and 10:33 was the time on it, and that is 59.6 kilometers down. We don't see anything else in the Kamchatka Peninsula, so fairly quiet there. We do have this one, China, 4.7. Yesterday's 20:30 was the time on it, and that is 10 kilometers down. Then we got two here, and those are both in Nepal, 4.6 from 1322, 20.6 kilometers down for that one. The other one is a 4.1 from 1238, 21.2 kilometers down. So that is telling us the Himalayas are growing. It's got growing pains. And still nothing from the USGS showing the big quake over here. So it is what it is. We'll leave that be. That's our earthquakes for today. Let's go over and take a look at the, what are we going to look at? I think we'll look at the SO2 map if we can find that thing. And I know it's covered in snow around here somewhere. And, oh, I did find it. Yep, we'll do a refresh on it though, and then we'll get you over there. Oh, I wanted to check Greenland. Yeah, that's right too. Let's do that. I wanted to see Greenland, north east area of Greenland. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, there is one there. Let's take a peek and see what USGS said. I missed that completely. There it is, 4.6 from 1315, and that is kind of an odd location to see, because there is no real activity around there that would cause it. There is no hot spot under there. There is no tectonic plate movement. that is way over. So why do we have a quake there? And thanks, Sue, for pointing that out. But yeah, that's kind of weird. And I wonder if it's just something, scraping. This is where the glaciers are breaking up. I wonder if that is what we've got going on there. But it being 10 kilometers down, again, telling us it's an arbitrary depth. I wonder if it's on the other map. Let's take a look there, and we'll see if they show it. Yep, they do, and there it is, and they are showing 4.6 as well, and putting it at 2015 UTC, and 10 kilometers down. Why is the time so different? 13:15 UTC for that one. All right, that is interesting. Oh, maybe that's my time, and this is their time. And no, that would still be UTC. But okay, anyway, that is what we're seeing. So all good. We'll leave that be, and we'll put that back on there. I'm going to zoom that back out, otherwise I'll never be able to find that screen, because I always look for the map with the dots on it. It's color coded, you know. Anyway, that is all cool. I'm back over to the SO2 map, and pardon me. Yeah, SO2 map. A lot more blue down here around the Hawaiian Islands. A lot more blue here in the United States and Canada. So, looking a lot better than normal. Well, than a previous normal prior, almost pre-eruption time as far as Mauna Loa is concerned. So still a long way to go. There's still a lot of SO2 up in the north, and I think it needs some rain water to wash it out, and that's all coming down as frozen rain up there, so we don't get that. Anyway, Popocatépetl in Mexico City creating that plume. We do see some of that coming out into the Pacific there. And then this keeps going here as well. And Reventador is the guilty party here for the most part, putting all that SO2 out. And that is what we see there going into the Pacific. Nothing coming from the Galapagos Islands. Very little off of the ones there in Chile. And just a quick note, you see a lot of stuff around the Antarctic area. That is because we are melting down there, so you get a lot of SO2 that was trapped in the ice is being released. And here we see this plume headed upward, White Isle volcano there, and of course this going downward. This is from the coking plants there north of Sydney, and the rest is from Leo's barbecue. That's why he's not here, and he's going to claim different. He's going to say, no, I didn't have a barbecue, but we know. Anyway, Tofua out here in Tonga still doing its thing, and pretty normal in Vanuatu, and there as well in Papua New Guinean area. So nothing really major or new. Again, Semeru, Merapi, and Krakatau out here. Jakarta is where most of that is coming from in this spot, but the Merapi would be making this area, and Semeru for here. Luolatok would be doing a lot of this over here. Ibu and Dakono do this one, and they are working, easing up a little bit. We don't see as much SO2 in these other areas. Nice to see a little bit more blue there, Cambodia and Thailand. Seeing some blue, and even Vietnam and those places. So a little bit better for them. And we do see the normal stuff there in Taiwan, China, pretty heavy duty as far as theirs. Suwanoshi-jima would be down here, and throwing some of that out. And this plume here would be from Sakura-jima, and that is what we've got there. And we see our stuff coming off of the Kamchatka Peninsula is sliding down and into the Pacific here, and hopefully it will be absorbed or washed out of the air. Would be nice. Looking at the circulation right here, it looks like everything is being kept in South Africa as far as the smelting plants for their gold. And here, a different system sitting on top of DR Congo, pushing that to the west. And can't tell where Eruption is today. Too much other SO2 from the other areas. But we see these heavy spots. Those are oil refineries that are making those. And still not sure what the heck is going on up here in Greece, northern Greece. But this is Sicily, and of course that is from Mount Etna. They have a slightly different picture showing. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's a still shot. That is actually pretty nice, but that's from that other company that we can't show their stuff. And this thankfully is through windy.com and just a still shot, so they can't say anything. Anyway, that is what we've got coming out of Italy. We do see Spain and Portugal and France and parts of Germany, and looks like Belgium and Holland here, and a portion of Denmark. Absolutely SO2 free, or very, very little. Same thing with England and Ireland and those areas, bottom ends of Sweden and of course not Finland, it's pretty heavy still, but Norway. And Iceland is looking a lot better than what it was SO2 wise. Anyway, is Piggy having a barbecue? No, Piggy's not having a barbecue. She's gonna probably be sleeping by now. But anyway, and we forgive her if she fell asleep. It's all good. For that's it for our SO2 report. Next we will get over to our wonderful cold temperatures around, well, weather around the world. We'll take a look at that, but we're going to take a break first, you guys. So hang in there and don't go away. For those good people who have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop. Yes, Sue Hayes, it is a break time. Working on that, so thank you. And for those who have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing, would be great. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'm going to go take a break and be back in about 5 minutes. Going to put you back on, let's see. Let's check the lava first and see if it's flowing a little better. Maybe it is. Maybe we can do that. I'll leave you on here for now, and that'll be all right. That is, of course, Mount Etna in Sicily. And I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Don't go away, guys. Thanks. Oh man, that's hard work. I'm out of breath. All that dancing? Holy Batman. Oh, Sue, if you're visualizing that, just remember this. I've got 2 left feet. Oh, anyway, thank you for the welcome back. And Andy Morgan getting in here at the tail end of our wonderful day. And of course, that is, we are going through what? You still got it, Doc. Why, thank you. Yeah, all that extra weight I'm carrying from all the food is definitely making it harder. And you notice that poor fox had the tongue hanging out like crazy. That was because it's too difficult to dance. Anyway, let's get over to our weather and get that going. So, quick peek at the whole planet here for a second. And we see all kinds of stuff going on all over the place. We still see that big storm down in the Indian Ocean, Darien, and that is still there. And of course, we see super cold areas up top here in the northern pole areas. And of course, Santa Claus, he's somewhere down, I believe, here. What was it? Papua New Guinea? Somewhere down here is where Santa is now, but I can't be 100% sure. That might be a decoy down there. Anyway, let's have a look at our weather. Alaska, fairly cold in some places really up north. Same thing with the Yukon and the northwest portion of Northwest Territories. And over here we've got a high sitting in Nunavut, and that is keeping a lot of stuff cold. And there is Hudson's Bay. And Hudson Bay, there is a small town or a settlement that they found. This is a little bit of trivia. The oldest found or known lava flow on the planet is up here somewhere, from what I recall. And I may be wrong exactly where it's located, but it is in Hudson's Bay, and it is 3.8 billion years old, is what they did the carbon dating on it and all that. And that is just a little piece of trivia for you. So the oldest lava on the planet is found here in Hudson's Bay. Anyway, this is pretty cool. And we see, looks like most of British Columbia smartened up and warmed up, which is really nice. Seeing 6 or 7 degrees there in Vancouver. Out there on the rock for C&D Boy, a little bit better as well. Not in the minus temperatures. Edmonton still coming in at a minus 10. But you know, the weather guys, instead of showing the temperature on that stupid little insert, they put down snow to stop. And I'm wondering what is that message that they're trying to get across to us. The snow will eventually stop. We know this, but that is not information we need. We need to know what the temperature is and when is the snow going to stop. Don't say the snow is going to stop. It will eventually. August, maybe? Anyway, it kind of really drives me crazy when I see silly things like that. Anyway, that's what we've got. We see the warmer portion down in the southern part of Alberta, though, and same thing with Kananaska's country, where his area is there. He's a lot warmer than what we are. The rest of Saskatchewan and Manitoba, frigidly cold yet, and northern Ontario, cold as well. They are still getting some lake effect snow in some places. Just to take a peek real quick, and there it is up on the, it looks like Lake Superior is definitely getting nailed up in the Canadian side. So no, I didn't want 3 hours. I wanted temperatures. There we go. So a lot of snow up in this region right now. Toronto coming in at -3. Montreal -13, -14, depending on where you point. And Quebec City coming in at -15. Northern portions of New Brunswick very, very cold at -19, 20. And we get down here where Sioux is, that is -1 Celsius, and that is not bad. Halifax coming in at -3, so Nova Scotia not as bad. There is some colder air coming in though. And getting over to Newfoundland, we see -8, -9 up in the north, and tropical temperatures out here on the peninsulas. And of course Labrador on the other hand, let's not get into that, -21, 22 depending on where you are. Let's look at the United States. A lot warmer there today, and that is really nice. We are seeing about 6-7 degrees there in Portland. If we zoom in a little bit, Sacramento is about 9, and San Jose about 11, and getting down to LA, we see a plus 13, not -13. Had you fooled. Mexicali 14, 15, Death Valley coming in at about 16. Some places got as high as 19 over there from the looks of it. So not bad. They are warming up again, and this of course Celsius temperatures. 16 there in Las Vegas, and then we've got Phoenix also with a 16. Tucson getting up to 16, 17, so a lot warmer than what we've seen in the past. Albuquerque 4 degrees Celsius, and of course Siggy popped in today into the other channel and said hi. He's down there in San Antonio enjoying that 8 degrees Celsius temperature right now. And of course there we've got 6 in Houston, and Austin coming in at 6, Dallas at about 5, Oklahoma City a little bit on the cooler side, and that is, well, it's 6 degrees as well. And it doesn't take much. You get back over to Amarillo here, and you've got that warm band going through, and that is 13 degrees there, so a lot nicer. New Orleans only making it 2-6, Mobile, Alabama 6 as well, Tallahassee only about 3, Burr, and that is quite cold, and about 19 in Miami. And Henry Nelson is down here somewhere. He's freezing his. No, he's not freezing. I'm kidding. He's enjoying it. Anyway, he's had to stay because the airports were closed in the north. Jacksonville only 4 today. And what happened to my map here? There is Alabama. 2 degrees in Alabama. And not so good for some of those places. Grandma B's house, -1 degree Celsius, so about 31 degrees Fahrenheit. And sliding up a little bit more, taking a look at Philadelphia is at 0, New York at 0, Boston coming in at -4 degrees. And we do see here places like Detroit -4 as well. Grand Rapids, Michigan coming in at -4. Chicago -4, -5. Milwaukee about same kind of temperature. So hopefully that'll warm up for them in the near future. We see it's not quite as warm in the Baja today, but still very pleasant and comfortable. That cold is still penetrating all the way down to Mexico City, 9-10 degrees down there. And of course Acapulco coming in at about 26, 27, so that's not so bad there. Cancun only making it to 22 today, not quite as warm. and it looks like it's over here where we've got the warmer temperatures again. Really nice there. Central America holding its temperatures well, and of course in the Amazon we see fairly good stuff in there, all the way up to about 28 degrees, and that is all good. Looking at Rio de Janeiro, nighttime temperature 23 degrees. Sao Paulo a little bit cooler. Buenos Aires coming in at about 23, and that is all good. And we've got kind of a mixed bag here on the top of Argentina. The bottom end got a little more cold again, but looks like some spots all the way up to 31 degrees there. And sliding over to, holy mackerel, very warm, 28 degrees there in South Island of New Zealand. That is awesome. It's about a time that spring is kicking in, and that is really nice. And only about 2021 in Christchurch, Wellington, about 2021, but it nonetheless, most of it is looking pretty balmy, and I guess somewhere about 24 degrees for you there. Not sure you want to see summer has finally arrived here, and yeah, it looks like it down on the south, really nice, and 25, 26. I bet you at probably about 22. 24 is plenty. Yep, I could see that, and that is very nice. And even Tasmania, Hobart made it to 2021 today. Looking pretty good. The western side though looks like it's wind blowing with some cooler air, and that same goes for Melbourne, but doing about 19-20 degrees there in Melbourne, Australia. Sydney at 27 today, a little bit warmer. Adelaide about 19, and Brisbane coming in at about 27 according to this. Seeing some 40 degree temperatures there in our central portions. Ooh, 42. So that is going to be the hot spot for today on the planet, 42. That is pretty awesome. Perth 25, and that is a very nice temp as well. We see another spot over here with 42. So quite nice to see that. Anyway, kind of backing up to 28 degrees here in Fiji, and then we've got that low circulating here, so Tonga is getting some mixed weather, but still 25 to 27 degrees. And looking at Papua New Guinea at 28, 29, pretty much normal, nothing too weird, and we see everybody's heating back up. It is very nice to see that some of that cold has gone away. Bangkok showing here as 25, 26 degrees. Thank you, Sue, for bringing that up. And looks like all of this area warmed up again a little bit. And there we got 27 in Manila. That's not bad. And let's see, Taiwan here is got a portion of Taiwan is a little bit warmer. They get up to 21, 22 degrees. On the other side, still fairly cold, and that's okay. Even the shorelines here of Japan are a little bit warmer, but the interiors are still mid to high single digits for the Celsius scale. 9 in Tokyo, and then some below freezing temps in some of the higher areas, of course, and even up in the northern islands. As we get up to the Kamchatka Peninsula, though, things start to change, and they are definitely getting a winter. And looking at India, bottom half of India is warmed up a bunch, but Delhi still only making it to 8, 9 degrees. Sri Lanka looks like a nice place at this time of year. And of course at Cape Town coming in at about 17 today. So that's the bottom end of Africa, and not bad. We do see fairly cool here, couple of highs keeping the cold air flowing there aloft, and of course that is keeping the Sahara Desert cold. And only about 10, 11 there in Cairo are quite cool. UAE still only about 18, 19, 20 degrees in the warmest places. Oman, same kind of temperatures, and some colder spots there in Yemen because of the higher elevations. And of course Saudi Arabia up in the top, 4 or 5 degrees, and down on the bottom about 22. So a little bit of a variable weather. And Syria about what is it, 7, 8 degrees for the high and 3 for the low. Turkey has got from -9 all the way to +4 or 5. Piggy's area is going to be there on the island of Kos. We'll see about 13 or 14, and it says 13, thank you, Sue. And that is not so bad, and that's bearable. For nighttime temperatures, it sure is. And there we see Sicily, coastal areas a little bit warmer and a little cooler in the other spots. So let's see, we'll type in RAS, WRAS, and we'll see what we got there. 13 and 14 in Naples. Yeah, up there about 7 degrees in Sicily, and that is pretty cool. Rome 10, Milano made it to a 6, New Irish Monkland 6, 7 in the interior coastal areas, getting all the way up to about 15, 16. Looking at Spain, they've got a big high sitting there, keeping it cold, and those are definitely single digits, most of them on the low end of the scale. We do see here Portugal slightly warmer, but nothing really wild, and warmer spots up here at the coast as well. France, half of France is kind of warm, the other half not so much. They are in the low single digits. Germany coming in at -1 in Munich, and 2 degrees in Frankfurt, coming in at 3 in Berlin. Hamburg is 5. Cologne coming in at 6, while we're here Copenhagen coming in at 4 degrees, and it looks like about the same for most of that. Looks a little warmer in Brussels at 8, Amsterdam making it to 7, and that's not so bad. And bottom portion of England is getting a little bit warmer air blowing across it, and seeing about 11 degrees Celsius there. And then Wales, anywhere from 10 down to about 6, and all the way up in Scotland, all the way down to the freezing mark, but not below. And over here in Ireland, where Irish Monk is from, Doolan, about 6 degrees Celsius, and that is what we see there. And we'll grab Oslo, and that is very cold, -10, -2 in Stockholm. St. Petersburg, -1 out here in Moscow, -2. And let's see, Reykjavik. Let's see what we've got in Reykjavik. And thank you, Sue. And it looks like about -6 or -7 on this map here. And we'll see if that, -9, that's even colder. Hopefully they're not getting too much snow. All right, let's throw the precipitation in real quick. I'm not going to worry about too much. We see up in Alaska, up in the Northwest Territories, a lot of snow, and of course right on top of me, we see the snow belt, and that is coming all the way down into Saskatchewan and in the interior of British Columbia. So it's supposed to have snow till about noon tomorrow. And as mentioned earlier, we have this lake effect snow and that would be affecting places like Sudbury, and I don't know what else is out there for towns, but definitely Sault Ste. Marie would be getting some of that. There we have a lot of ice rain on the U.S. side, so that is okay. And looking over here, it looks like Sue's place not getting very much snow at all. But when you get over here in Newfoundland, there is snow falling, and they are saying 5-6 centimeters. So in some spots, that is a lot. Going back over here to the United States western side, we do see that the whole coast is basically getting nailed with stuff from down below Los Angeles all the way up. A muchly needed moisture coming into California, and that is actually good for them. They do need that, and we see here in the rainforest areas between Seattle and Portland, lots of rain and snow, and out here in Spokane, rain, and you've got all kinds of different mixes in here. So Idaho and Montana, and of course Wyoming, and even into Utah and Colorado, they are getting a lot of bad weather, and I'm assuming that's going to flow across the country as well. Looks like dry in most of the other portions of the United States, so that is not bad. And we see all the way up to Boston, and actually all the way up to Nova Scotia. We don't see any extra stuff there. Normal things there in Central America, South America again, Brazil, and the Amazon fairly wet. And we have a high sitting off of here in the western side of South America, making that circulation push that cold air and rain in. So that is a little bit of a mix there. And here's the tropical paradise, New Zealand. They've got a high protecting them right now, and another high on that side by the looks of it. So they are looking pretty good. We see the storms are out in the ocean a little bit more, so places like Tonga is not bad, but looks like Fiji and Vanuatu and New Caledonia, those areas are getting nailed. And even though Tasmania is a little warmer, they do have some rain happening, and we can see that all the way in to the interior, through Melbourne and everywhere. And that storm is finally starting to relax up here a little bit. It is still raining though, and that is pretty cool and awesome. Lots of moisture for them. So it is the rainy season. Papua New Guinea and of course Indonesia, Malaysia, those areas all getting quite a bit. Philippines getting some rain in the southern areas, and that's all right. A little bit of rain in Taiwan, and not that bad in the southern half of Japan. The northern areas, we are still getting that cold blast coming across the Sea of Japan, creating some snow for those guys along the coast, and some rain. Don't see any rain in the Kamchatka Peninsula or snow. We'll leave that be. A quick peek. Madagascar has got some rain up in the north, not so much in the southern end, although it is rainy season, so you can expect that. Sahara, fairly dry, a little bit out here, and what country is that? I don't even know what country that one is. But there's the Canary Islands. Oh, they're getting some rain too, a little bit. And let's go back over here and just catch what we missed. Looks like Iran is getting a storm as well, a little bit in the UAE and top tip of Oman. And Western Sahara, thank you for that. That's what it is, the Western Sahara. Just got to think of Sahara Desert. no rain for Kos, so Piggy is going to stay dry. And no rain in Sicily. A few spots in Italy, nothing to worry about. Same thing goes for Sardinia and most of Spain and most of Portugal, just a couple of little spots. Most of France is okay with the exception of the coastal areas. Bottom end of Ireland and bottom end of England getting a little bit of that. Same thing with Wales there. And of course, looks like a little bit going into Belgium as well as Holland is getting a lot of rain. Western Germany getting some rain, and Denmark, all of Denmark getting some rain. And there we go, looking at our snow up top here. We do see the snow in Norway, Sweden, and in Finland, and of course in Russia. And then over to Iceland, we see that happening there as well. There's a low sitting there, there's one there, there's another one here, another one there. So they all twirl the right way. Keep pulling that cold air down, you guys. That is not good. Anyway, that is what we've got. Here's a big low up here. And Svalbard, I'm sure, is just covered in snow. And let's leave it as that. We will go back to our temperature map. And we'll find our coldest places on the planet really quickly, or as quickly as we can. Looks pretty balmy there in Antarctica. Found a minus 41 already down there. And let's see, I don't think we're going to find anything colder or warmer. Colder, I mean. No, minus 41. That is about it. So, yep. Gonna leave it as that, minus 41 in south, in the South Antarctica, and let's check out the cold place first. What do we got for Greenland? We already see a minus 52 right there, and I'm sure we'll find something a little colder if that was there that quickly. And just to scoot around a little bit and see minus 51, 52, where'd you go? All right, I guess it changes, minus 52. I'm just gonna see here if I get a little closer. And no, I think I'm going to leave it as a minus 52. I don't see anything colder. We don't need colder than a minus 52 degrees Celsius anyway. Okay, I'm seeing a minus 52 for there, so a minus 41 for down in the south, minus 52 for Greenland. And let's see what we've got here. In Canada, I think we have to go up north to find the really cold spots. And let's see what we've got in the Canadian Arctic. Minus 43 already up here. Let's take a look and see if we can find some colder stuff. And minus 41. Well, minus 43. And do we have anything colder over here? Not really. And oh, a minus 42. Oh, minus 45. So let's go with that. Minus 45. Do we have anything colder? Oh, I had a minus 46. And do we have a minus 47? No, I don't see minus 47, and just a minus 46. I think that is okay. I'll go with a minus 46 for there. And then I will go hunt in Siberia, no, in Russia. Minus 41 already there. And let's see what we got for Siberia. Whoop! I want to zoom in. Minus 41. That's pretty warm up there. Oh, minus 42. Minus 43 up in that area. So that is pretty chilly. And let's see if we go over to the other areas here. That's not that bad. What about in this area here? We always have a really cold town. Oh, and there we go. We got the thermometer dipping down. And that was somewhere in here. Minus 47. I seen a minus 48 earlier when I was cruising across it. So, there's a minus 49. And do we have anything colder than a minus 49? I think I'm going to call it at a minus 49 degrees Celsius. No, that looks warmer. Yep, I think that is where I'm going to be at. So a minus 49 degrees Celsius in Siberia, unless there's something colder over on this. Oh, maybe. Hang on. Hold your horses, and we'll see if it's cold. Oh, minus 50 over here. Okay, minus 50. Let's see, maybe a minus 51? No. No, minus 50. And that's all you get. Unless there's another area hiding a lower temperature. So, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it as a minus 50 for my guess for there. And Siberia, minus 50. All right, all right, let's see. What did Sue find? Sue found. I don't see it. Greenland is colder than Siberia. Doc beat me in Siberia. Oh no, I beat you in Siberia? Oh dear. That is cold. It is horrible there. So minus 50 degrees Celsius right there. That is pretty awesome. So, but I guess, yeah, that is okay. Greenland, though, is the cold place on the planet, you guys. And it's not so green there. It looks awful white to me for the most part. So there's that minus 51, 52, whatever in that area. That is too darn cold. Anyway, that is it for our wonderful show for today, ladies and gentlemen. And it is a day of trying to recoup and let the belly relax a little bit and calm down after being overloaded for the last 2 or 3 days, and very heavily overloaded. And that is all right. I do need to get some rest and let that stomach. I need some exercise. Maybe I should dance on those breaks. What a global warming. Rusty Bolts, welcome. And yeah, there's global warming. Don't you see it? A minus 52 degrees in Greenland. That's global warming. I'll go feed the animals in the cold areas. There you go, Sue. The penguins, polar bears, and of course the reindeer and the mammoths. And that is awesome. Very kind of you. And good cold hunting, guys. Yeah. Anyway, that is all I got for today, you guys. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Big thank you to our moderators, of course. Arizona Snowman, Piggy, 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, and C&D Boy. pardon me, and Lucas Snow and Joseph Fields. Thank you, moderators. Appreciate all of you. And also a big thank you to our gifting people, although I only see one membership that actually got handed out, but Grandma B gifted one, and Kevin Haynes gifted one, and Sharon Stewart gifted 5. And out of those 7, only 1 went. And Thor had a nice little super chat in there. Thank you, Thor. And that'll pay for my electricity. And that is awesome. Okay, so for those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, please help us out. And that's why no one lives in Greenland. Is Iceland green? Strange. Yeah. Well, right now, Kathy, Iceland is looking pretty white too, and that is what we've got. So, pretty awesome. Anyway, that's it for all I've got for tonight. It's supposed to continue to snow some more here until about noon tomorrow. I am going to go down into Bunny Land and dig out the entryway under the fence there for the bunnies. Going to do that right away before I get too tired. And on those friendly notes, we're going to wrap it up for today, and we will continue tomorrow. I want to say thank you again to all those people who joined in yesterday on the Candy Cane Lane tour, and really appreciate that. And I'm glad that we did that, and it was nice to be able to go and drive there and then drive through it all the way, and come back and forth a couple times so we could see the stuff a little better without so much traffic, which was really, really awesome. And okay, Andy, let's not be doing that, but yeah, that is possible. And on that friendly note, I am going to call it a day. And for those good people, we'll see everyone tomorrow. Please take care of yourselves, and please make sure that you do what I always say there. Tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. On that friendly note, good night, take care, and oink oink.